Welcome back to the Padilla Family Homestead. We are just doing a quick garden check-in. It has been a week since our last garden tour. It's not a real garden tour, but I am going to do a quick garden check-in. We were gone for a few days. Things have been popping up. We planted more things, and we had some big storms come through. So I wanted to show you, I know my aunt wants to see, how the garden fared through the storms and all the things. So I'm going to flip this camera around and maybe it will be a garden tour. Who knows what it's going to turn into. So let's get going. So the GreenStalks did really, really well. They withstood the storm, all the things. I harvested all of this before I left, and it's popping back up great. I did lose whatever I had planted in these two, but my calendula is going strong, and I have at least 2 agastaches growing there. Not quite sure what happened here, but it's right off the edge of the roof, so I'm thinking this was turned over here when I got home, and so I'm thinking too much water pour came off the roof right there, so that's something I'm gonna have to keep an eye on. The mint is doing well. I'm trying to train it to go around the edge here. The new one in this planter is actually my strawberry mint. It came in from Stark, so that's super exciting. I'm excited to get some of that in some tea water. My thyme is coming back. I had harvested this pretty good, and it's coming back really well, so I'm excited to eat that. This GreenStalk, the amount of growth in a week is pretty impressive. So the basils are filling out and growing up. The nasturtiums are getting lots of growth. The kales are even everything's getting growth. The mustard. It's a little easier for me to tell what's what now. Got the Swiss chard. The celery is doing good. That has to be what those are. So those are getting some growth. The habanada's growing. Just lots of things. Lots of things have a lot of growth on it, and that makes me very, very excited, very happy. And then in the strawberry bed, we actually have a little strawberry started. I should say the strawberry tower. And then I got in my new bare root strawberries. So I went ahead and got all of those planted. And you don't want to plant these too high, but you don't want to plant them too low. You really want to make sure this crown is above the soil. Otherwise, they can rot. So that's kind of what I was paying attention to. So those got put in, let's see, it is Wednesday today that I'm recording this. Those got put in on Monday, right before the storm. Then we'll come over here, and this bed, the onions are doing great. We have gotten over 6 inches of rain in the last few days. The peppers are doing pretty good. This one has some discoloration. It's by Shishito. I almost think it's getting too much rain, and so we're going to talk about that. And then the beets, only a few popped up down there, but the radishes, like a ridiculous number popped up, and my turnips, a ridiculous number popped up. The dill is starting to grow. My pineapple sage is doing well. These plants got drowned while we were gone. And then my walking onion, I wanted to show this, is starting to do its walking. So it's going to get these bulbs, and it'll drop down, and it's going to spread its walking onionness. So I'm glad I didn't cut these. I'm going to let them plant down and grow some more. The okra is doing good. I feel like I have a rose bush starting back up there. I'm going to take that out. And marigolds, the flowers, everything's growing. So I'm going to whiff of this. So good. On this side over here, the carrots are surviving well. There's lots and lots of greens in there, which makes me happy. I did put a couple of tiny strawberry crowns in here that were left over, and so there's only like 2 or 3. I was iffy on if they were going to survive or not, so I popped those in there. My peas are coming up, which is awesome. I need to get the trellis on this. And then my beans have come up and they are growing like crazy. So yeah, they all are definitely growing towards the sun. And so I probably need to spin this bucket every once in a while to help them grow more upright. Those are going to be purple potted pole beans. And then over here, we have our squash popped up. Our radishes are popping up. Now this is where I have a couple of issues. So I put my finger in this. It is really wet soil, but it's not holding water like it was before. That's what my concern was. But these are definitely yellowing. And I think it's the rain. And so I'm not watering any extra. I'm going to allow these to have as much, like, dry out a little bit. Not die, but dry out a little bit. We have more rain coming in this weekend, unfortunately. Another like 3 or 4 inches or so. And I will go ahead and refeed them, because that's the other thing. A lot of the nutrients with this rain coming through is going to wash through the soil faster. And so I need to make sure I'm feeding them, and that's the other thing I'm going to watch for. But there's definitely, these are definitely light green and definitely have some discoloration. But they are growing. The cucumbers all popped up, more cucumbers than I need, and that's okay. And then our tomatoes and basil and marigolds are growing well. Again, over here, I think a bird is attacking these, which is unfortunate. Let me make sure. What's this? Okay. Because they're jagged cuts, it's either hail or birds. And because that's the only plant, I'm thinking it's birds. So those tomatoes are doing well. But look at these tomatoes. So this is the one I trimmed like crazy. This one was down to here when I had left. And that one's bushed out a lot. I'm leaving the flowers on at this point and starting to train them up the trellis. I need to go ahead and tie them back up. But the trellises withstood the wind, which my husband is right. It's not super surprising because there's nothing holding them. Like, there's nothing stopping the wind from going. Now, as these tomatoes grow up, then it's going to become harder for the wind to get through, and we'll probably have more damage. But hopefully, we'll be out of tornado season by then. So hopefully we will be good. So that's it. That is the garden tour that wasn't supposed to be a garden tour, but is a garden tour. This is where we are. I'm excited that everything withstood the storm, that everything's growing great. I'm going to go grab my coffee and sit down here and listen to the birds and just enjoy my morning. I close tonight, so I don't work for a little while, and it's a nice cooler breeze because of the storm that went through. And when these cool mornings out in the garden are going to be few and far between. So we hope that you have a great weekend. We are going to, when you see this, we'll be covered in rain most likely. So I am spending the weekend doing inside projects, getting myself resettled in, well, besides what I'm working, and just getting things back on track. And hopefully I might have some cooking videos next week. We will see. So I will see you on the next video. Have a good one.